keeping following up yesterday's video with some ideas. Since I usually work with the Shem angels for this, since it might be intense work for and several of them over a prolonged period of time. So let's see. What is, I just give you some examples here. Shem angels for truth, finding out the truth is Sitael. Elemia reveals traitors within a company or whatever you are looking at. Mahashia is very good at quick learning. If you look at some graphs or statistics or tax fraud, they might look different in different countries. You need help from to really quickly understand the language and so on when you're looking for the truth, and Mahashia is great with that. And Hahahia is dream magic and symbols and can stop adversity, and is also very good with giving you good arguments. And I will come back to dream magic soon. And Mehahel helps you with truth in justice, whatever case of justice it is. Hakemia dominates arsenals, so especially in warfare you might find positions of arsenals. A lot of the angels in the old books, they all are connected to military somehow, so you can ask them for help there. Netahia, truth in dreams again. And Haia for peace treaties. When you want to work for that, you might find out ways to get peace. Shahaiya is a very good, can protect areas against outbreaks, and I think this might be a topic that might come up soon, so keep in mind Shahaiya can protect an area. It can't stop everything, but it can help to protect so it doesn't get so bad. And Lahachia, peace between countries, very important. And Michel dominates the powerful and also can influence in politics. But you must be active in politics. I wouldn't ever use any angel unless you are involved personally. And Vevalia, of course, power to bring either peace or destroy. So, if you have, let's say you are, know that there is somebody who's really bad, and you want to focus to finding out some truth about them, this is just a circle, and I usually make sure that there is, let's say you have the person's name or a photo or something, and just keep it simple so no one else is affected out here. And you are not going to hurt him, you are just going to focus on him to find the truth about some lies or crimes they did. It's not about spying, it's about finding the truth. Once you want to spy on things, that isn't an angel anymore giving you the information. And that's where a harsh realization many has to learn by themselves. And you can focus this on to find out the true intent and how you can in real life make blocks to stop them, or not blocks to stop them or harm them, but you can make it more difficult when you feel that they might take this road and you are talking to somebody who might be able to stop them, and your imagination is here. And logos of companies, following the energies, as well as media logos and focus research. I sometimes use dream magic for this. I don't spy on persons like a politician or a president or anything like that with dream magic, since I think that's against free will. But everybody has to make up their own mind what is free will. But when it comes to companies, you just can, you call on an angel, the Shem angel you want to work with, for example. Then you take the symbol of the company and you follow the energies, and you actually perform dream magic to find out the truth in that way. Or you can do focus scrying and whatever, or in my case I often study grabs or whatever go through the company's history or something, and I read that and I call on the angel to stand behind me when I do that. But my tip would be to practice with small companies or whatever businesses it might be that you want to protect, help, and you learn to find the root of the cause of the problem. Is that a rival company? Is that somebody who is just an angry or wants to dominate? Once you enter into this kind of magic, if you follow that you do it with the want to help and protect, the angels are more likely to help you and support you. So when you start with wherever your heart leads you, and then you learn as you go without getting those harsh kickbacks that you might have otherwise. And many companies have their own protections, spiritual protections going on as well. So you might encounter them in your life if you're trying to get in. So when I said that if you're new, practice with something that is less likely to have another doing protection magic for them. And when you go out of love, the angels stand by you. If you go out to hate and spite, you must rely on demons only, and that can go either way. It usually takes years to become good with that kind of black magic, and many claim they can get it after a few years, but usually it takes decades, so I don't really buy into that. But I know that with an angel by your side, and you do it for the good intent, it works well. And the angels protect you. And you just follow the fluctuations of the graph, for example. If you call it like energy threads or information, I often think like chains. I follow a chain with links, and I get, or like a rope that I see it as a chain, like golden chains or chains in different colors in my dreams, and I just work myself up, or like a staircase that you work yourself step after step, either up or down. And sometimes the snake ladder, or what do you call it, the spiral ladder, down or up. That is something that I can feel I'm doing and uncovering all the way when you're going through. And United Nations, countries, etc. United Nations, they are good for the most part, but they cover up a lot of things that their employees and volunteers have done, especially in third world countries. Only 10% of what happens for those who've been harassed by UN's voluntarily workers have ever been heard. They are political, and the politicians and all the money givers, the celebrities, they don't want scandals, so everything is hushed down. So I had over 8 friends who work for the United Nations, and no of them wants to go back and work for them, so they volunteer for other kind of helpers instead, since there is that cover-up of what happens. And especially when people are poor and they don't have telephones, the truth is that whoever it is, in all these different things, people change. They might be good workers or soldiers for UN or volunteers, but when they face the real horror, their demon comes out and they do things that they wouldn't normally do. So when they do the psychological evaluation for them, how they can get, that won't be the person who's in the third world country seeing the trauma, living the trauma. And sometimes I think they should take out veterans who face their demons already, since everybody gets PTSD when you work like that. And you can't ever become perfect, but you you know that this is your demon and you know what is your higher self, and that's one important thing that many of those workers who commit horrors, they haven't learned it, they haven't recovered from it. And when you're stuck into horror, it doesn't evolve until you take a step back, so they are stuck in the situation and they act accordingly, and there is no stop until they are removed from the situation and can process it later on. But I just don't, so any of these, so whatever, don't ever fully believe a thing, since it's the human factor there. People go in with good intent, they give money, and then there's the truth that is quite different from what is reported. And if you search for United Nations and abusive situations I can't pronounce, or say on YouTube, you will find out there is quite a lot if you search for the news. And but otherwise they do a great job. But I think just that there should be some truth and not all this covering up about what is really going on. And now with all these paradigm shifts within companies, Norway wants to sell natural gas, and gas is cut off, and all this electricity we don't, are people going to be able to pay for the electricity bill or become homeless, and so on. We really need to start to get working and get through to the problem and adjust. And it is what it is, so just practice, and if you're seasoned you can delve in deeper, but otherwise you just protect your local companies, whatever is close to you, work together, help each other out, and whatever way you can. And once you practice with a good intent, the angels stick by you, so that is the main importance of this. And I hope this might inspire you to something. And oh yes, of course, I used to place a mirror and a candle on top when I had mirrors. I just remember that somebody asked me that. So the mirroring effect and the water, mirror, glass and water are all the same for me. So that means that it's constantly active. So that was all for now. Have a magical, magical day.